able to really accept the prophetic word itself. So you will therefore not be able to fly on the prophetic word that God said. The spirit of the Christ I carry, which is indeed the spirit of prophecy, that the rooting of the tears out of the wheat has begun.
Hello viewers, thank you for giving us the opportunity to be in your homes. I hope you've been blessed with our previous edition of the Hour of Truth. Tonight's edition promises life transforming. Don't forget to call us if you have testimony or you need any help. Happy viewing.
No child of God gets a miracle by accident. It is by a deliberate relationship. It is by a covenant walk. This one that you are praying, hey, I've had this testimony. Yeah, it's my turn, it's my turn, it's my turn. Yes, it's your turn. But will you also deliberately walk to the table where the food is placed and sit down with the master to eat? Or you will leave and go for to spread your own to someone else and still want God to heal you where you are sinning? Tell somebody, I have power to change my situation today. Say it again to somebody. So the man Haman met his report. He made his report to the king. That king represents God. That's how the death sentence on your life now has made a report. But God is yet to hear from you. And we are waiting to see whether you will go to him to also change the verdict, or you will stay there and continue in evil and wickedness. Are you there with me? What verse now? Okay. And the king said unto Haman, the silver is given to thee, the people also, to do with them as it seemeth good to thee. Then were the king's scribes called on the 13th day of the first month, and there was written according to all that Haman, not the king, is not the king, according to that Haman. Some of you are suffering according to that the devil has ordered, and because nobody is there to challenge him, he's going scot-free. He will kill you and go scot-free. According to that Haman ordered, not the king. The king only shook a head of approval. If they are wicked that much, if they are working against my laws, if they are working contrary to the truth, if they are opposing my power, if they are opposing my rule, then I put into your hand the power. Do with them as you want. If they are doing that, he is working on a report that was presented to him by one that is seen as somebody who should say the truth. Hello, are you there with me? Let me jump to verse 13. Oh, it was that where I was. And the letters were sent by post into all the king's provinces to destroy, to kill, and to cause to what? Perish all Jews, both young and old, little children and women, in one day. even upon the 13th day of the 12th month, which is the month of Adar, and to take the spoil of them, that is their property, their money, everything, take it for a prey. Not even children were permitted to live. Women were not permitted to live. Everything Jew must die except their silver and their gold. Take it as a prey. Take it as your own blessing. The copy of the writing for a commandment to be given in every province was published into all people. And what? That they should be ready against that day. The post went out, being hastened by the king's commandment. Look at, they are now saying that Haman's commandment is now the king's commandment, because he has power, authority to do it. Are you there? And the decree was given in Shushan, the palace, and the king and Haman sat down to drink. What a contradiction of truth. Sat down to drink, but the city Shushan was perplexed. They leave you in perplexion, and then the man sat down to drink. Somebody is rejoicing over your destruction. Somebody is rejoicing over your curse. Somebody is rejoicing over the wickedness that has befallen you. Someone is happy. Someone is celebrating. Someone is hitting his hand. May it be more. May it be worse. May it increase. Somebody somewhere is rejoicing and drinking over your destruction. And then you, for being ignorant, foolish, if you will permit me to say it, will still also go down and sit down somewhere, and you are also drinking. You are also drinking and opening your mouth and laughing in a dead situation. But let's look at the attitude that these people gave to the word. Chapter 4. When Mordecai perceived all that was done, Mordecai did what? Rent his clothes and put on sackcloth with ashes, and went out into the midst of the city. And what did he go doing? Cried with a loud and a bitter cry, and came even before the king's gate, for none might enter into the king's gate clothed with sackcloth. And in every province whithersoever the king's commandment and his decree came, there was great mourning among the Jews, and fasting, and weeping, and wailing, and many lay in sackcloth and ashes. Sister Peace didn't come to us and said, "Sir, I want to go into marriage." No. She didn't talk with me the issue of marriage. She didn't talk with me the issue of a man. I need a man. She talked with me an issue of a commitment to God till my situation is changed. She began to cry out for God, not for a man, not for pleasure. When will I get married? When will I get married? When will I get married? When will a husband come? No! She has, listen to me. Do you understand what she said? God has been produced. Marriage has been announced. Dowry has been settled. Marriage was to take place. It was cancelled. They had to go to radio to announce, because the day was already on, that the marriage no longer holds. She said it's okay. She didn't blame the man for the decision. In fact, she would have been wicked to blame the man. she will be wicked to blame the man for his decision. But she didn't start looking for another man. For you to be under the sentence of death and your life is still after evil, you have no hope. Nobody can help you. Can we still look around there? Verse 15, 16. I want us to look at some few things there. Of the same chapter 4. I made a statement here. I hope you won't forget that. Every sentence of death takes a death-defying decision to overcome. Every problem that you have, it takes an equal decision and determination to overcome it. You can't be doing it halfway and you overcome. It's impossible. That's why I know none of you in this church will die this year. I don't care. They say you are HIV positive. You have reached the last stage. You can reverse it now. You can. You can reverse it. I don't care how bad it is. If my message today was not going to do any help, God designed a testimony I knew not to come in at the same time with this message. If I had heard what this woman said or what had happened, if you had told me yesterday, probably you would say in the night, based on what I had, I prepared this message. That's what would have been said. But I never knew anything about this testimony till now this morning alongside with you. But God will never do a thing without a proof of what he wants to. Why? Because he's telling somebody that what you have had is your portion. That you too can be delivered. You too can be set free. You too can be set free. You too can be healed. You too can be delivered. It doesn't matter your own. Yours may not be HIV. But you can be delivered. Verse 15. Hear what happened there. This type of death-defying decisions. Then Esther bade them return Mordecai this answer: go gather together all the Jews that are present in Shushan and fast ye for me, and neither eat nor drink 3 days night or day. I also and my maidens will fast likewise, and so I will go into the king, which is not according to the law. And if I perish, I perish. That is a death-defying situation. That problem that has lingered in your life, you have not turned unto God to the point, if I die, let me die. I will stay with God till it is sorted out. Those are the decisions that reverse all of this type of diseases called cancer, leukemia, tuberculosis, diabetes, HIV, name it. All the incurables. This is the way to approach it. I will go before the king, even though I am unclean, even though I am not right, even though I am breaking the rules, even though I have broken the rules, even though I have been disobedient, even though I have been bad, but I am going back to the king, and I'm going to talk with the king. If I perish, let me perish in his presence. If I die, let me die in his presence. That is the way to fight the incurables. Not by following the pleasure of your flesh. Are you with me? Please, people of God, give me opportunity. Let me hit you a little bit with truth. Give me opportunity. Let me talk to you as a people that should reason and think. Let me talk to you like a people that have intelligence, that has a mind to understand the truth of God's word. Give God a chance for once in your life. Give him a chance. What are you doing with pleasure that will kill you here on earth and kill you in the second life? What are you doing with it? Come on, what is so vital about sexual perversion that you must get involved in it? Kill yourself here and kill yourself over there. Even if we have all been dropped to the point that we can't do without it, at least let our minds think about this death sentence that is over us and turn and say, no, I shall live and not die. The drug should be dissolved. If I perish, I perish. But for me, I will be in the presence of the king. I will go to the presence of the king. That king symbolizes God. But nobody who gets to the presence of the king with the right attitude dies. When she entered, the king lifted the scepter. His refusal to lift the scepter would have killed. But you don't come before the king with the right attitude without him lifting the scepter. For the day you see my face, thou shalt die. Have you not heard that? That's the King of glory. And that's exactly what Ahasuerus stood for. You don't see the face of the king without permission. You die. But prepared herself with the right attitude, with the right character, with a good behavior, and went before the king. In case the king refuses, at least I'm there with a good conscience. I'm so tired of the church of God as it is now. You talk, you tell them the truth, but nobody seems to be interested in hearing. You tell them what they should do, but nobody seems to agree.